Hello everyone, welcome back to Slides to Coasters YouTube channel. My name of course is Brad the Water Parker and I'll be your host for this most fantastic show. And today is one of our foodie reviews. Today we're going to be starting off at Kings Island's Coney Bar-B-Que. This is a place that when I first heard of it opening up, I knew for a fact, alright, I'm going to be going here real often and I'm probably going to be eating a lot of barbecue from here on out. And of course, you know, I'm a season pass holder, so that means I get the free drink plan. I buy it, you know, of course you have to buy that, and as well the season-long dining plan, which we'll get into those plans later on in the off-season. You know, of course, when we have our Coasters on a Dime shows, you will be able to see some of my viewpoints on such things like dining plans and drink plans. However, for the brevity of the show, you know, Coney Bar-B-Que, it is one of those few food places at Kings Island where I could tell you, yeah, if you have the food plan, you're getting a lot of bang for your buck. And of course, there's other restaurants in the park that are really good that we'll hit on in our next foodie reviews. But this is a place I really want to start off with because this is a place that I can tell you without a fact, the food here is amazing. Starting off, let's talk about what exactly you can get. Now, last year, taking it back a little bit, you were able to get the tri-tip, which that was my favorite entree at the park. However, this year they have like pulled pork. I believe they still have a little bit of the chicken. I know they have a little bit of the sausage and the ribs. Again, the tri-tip last year was amazing. It was sort of like it's kind of like a brisket, so to speak. It's really good, really flavorful, really tasty, especially with the original barbecue sauce. But this year I've been getting this smoked St. Louis ribs, which I can tell you right now, if you're looking for a really good meal just to go and hang out at the park, and if you want something that's quick, something that fill you up for the rest of the day, get yourself the ribs. They are small. You get like 2 ribs per portion, and you get 2 portions usually. So, you know, they're really good ribs. So if you guys go on Kings Island's website, right? If you go to their blog, they'll actually have some blogs from Chef Major, who, by the way, if you are watching or listening, or if anyone from Kings Island's listening, Chef Major, you are one of the biggest... What's a good word for it? You just are one of the biggest people in Kings Island, in my opinion. You are one of the most influential because you went on out with your job, with being the head chef, the big wig chef, and you basically went out and just rocked the park. You made some amazing food options. I absolutely love it. You know, you are a superstar in my opinion. I absolutely love all your work. But continuing on, he actually put on his seasoning recipe for the ribs. And I actually make it. I actually use it for my ribs, and they are spectacular. As well, I use it for my burgers, which that tastes, oh my gosh. If you want to talk about good burgers, if you really want to talk about good seasoned burgers, use their seasoning recipe. Go check it out and visit kingsisland.com. It's in their blog section. So a little bit back, I believe that they had it back in April, I want to say. Give or take. But with that being said, I really don't touch the chicken. I really don't touch the sausage. I don't touch pulled pork just because the ribs and the tri-tip were just that good. Moving away from that, with the meal plan, you get 1 entree and then you get a side. And I always get the collard greens. And that's because the collard greens, they have the right amount of, a little bit of that vinegary sour taste, a little bit of that down, kind of just back at home, southern cuisine, southern flavor. You get a little bit of ham, bacon bits, and there. Yeah, I can never tell whether or not that's ham or bacon. I'm not gonna lie, but you get some really good flavors. It's not too mild. It's not too spicy. It's absolutely just right. And I can tell you right now, they make it from scratch and they put in their own seasoning because there are times when it does not taste the same. And there's some times where it tastes better. Sometimes it doesn't taste as good. But, it's still a really good side dish. And of course, with every single meal that you get from the Coney Bar-B-Que, you do get a hush puppy. As growing up as a kid, I never got hush puppies with barbecue. I always got them with like seafood. Whenever I went to a place like, Red Lobster, or etc., you'll get a hush puppy and you'll go on your merry way. Well, they put it with as a free add-on for your meal, which I think is fantastic. I love it. I think that's really good. A really good dipping bread with the original barbecue sauce, which of course they have like Carolina barbecue. Then they got like original barbecue, and I believe they have something else. I can't remember off the tip of my tongue, but I traditionally just get the regular original barbecue just because I love the original barbecue. I like original barbecue in general. I'm not really a spice dude. I do not like spicy, pepper, it's very spicy meals. I like, for the most part, I like a little bit of kick, but I don't want a lot of kick. And I think that's the reason why I like the ribs and I like the tri-tip so much, because there is a little bit of a kick. Your nose will water a little bit, as it would for any spicy meal, but it's kind of like something like the ribs, the collard greens, and the hush puppy. It really makes for a really good meal. Of course, being on a dining plan, they do have a lot of add-on options if you want it. I personally don't get any more because this meal will fill me up. As well, I always get myself a sweet tea, no ice, because I believe I'm from the South. I say I'm from the South. My family's from the South, and a lot of my family, they believe that you should have, Southern style sweet tea, which means it's very, 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 very sweet. Every holiday, every gatherings, it's kind of like for myself, Gold's Peak tea that they serve. It's the right pairing for any barbecue that you get. Moving away from the food for a second, let's talk about the building. Let's talk about the seating arrangements, because I think this is really important. The Coney BBQ, they have this really nice marquee outside. It has this really nice clock. It feels like something that you would find in Old Coney. And what's even more fantastic is the fact that when you walk on in, there's two areas, right? There's left and right. That is very common for Cedar Fair restaurants these days. You got that at the little restaurant they got over at the water park, the Island Smokehouse. You got that up at Backbeat Barbecue up at Cedar Point. So you have a lot of this stuff, so a lot of the same exact setups. However, I always tell people every single one is different. That's the way that I run with things with Cedar Fair. Even though a lot of things can be quote-unquote replicated, it's never the same. When I go on into Coney BBQ, there's like names of all these old attractions and attractions that still exist today in the Coney Mall, or the classic attractions of Kings Island, like Skylab or the Monster. As well, they have photos of old Coney Mall, photos of old Kings Island. That kind of makes you think back and makes you reminisce and get nostalgic of things that were in the past that aren't here anymore. And for a person like myself, I grew up in the 2000s era of Kings Island. So I've been going to Kings Island ever since about the 2000s onward. So for myself, there's a lot of things in those photos that I did not get to see. However, for my parents and for my grandmother, there's a lot of things in that place. And they have photos replicated on both sides, by the way, so you will not miss out. But they have some really nice photos. It feels very nostalgic. I think that it's a really good layout inside. Heading outside to the seating arrangements, they have a really nice porch on the right and left sides. Really good dining, of course. Right now, with the international pandemic, they do have socially distanced seating. They have fans. They also have heaters, so during Winterfest, which isn't happening this year, but maybe it will happen next year. They will have a little screen that comes down, and you can actually eat in a warm environment and look outside and see Christmas lights, which I think is arguably one of the best places to eat in the park for Winterfest, mind you. Just FYI, besides the Fest House, which we'll get into that in a later time. Maybe around Christmas we'll talk about the Fest House food offerings. However, with that being said, they also have what I call garden seating. Now, this is an area that is behind Coney BBQ, where it's an open seating area right next to the International Garden. Sorry, I was thinking there for a second. What did they call it? And you get a really good view of Scrambler. You get a really good view of the gardens. I think that it's a really good place to just kind of sit back. You can kind of see Diamondback. You can definitely see the racer, Orion. If you sit in the right spot, you can see the Eiffel Tower. It's a really good place just to hang out and just talk with your family and friends while talking over some really amazing good food. And I can tell you right now, if you ever go to the park and if you're thinking to yourself, okay, I want to go and get myself some really good food, this has to be on the list. We have a lot of places on the list that you guys go check out. We're going to be talking about a lot more foodie places, throughout the year, throughout the offseason, throughout the future of this, Slides to Coasters YouTube channel. We're going to talk about a lot of food places. However, I wanted to start off with this because this is a great way to start off, the foodie reviews, because Coney BBQ, honestly, in my opinion, really reinvigorated myself to start eating at the park again. Sure, Chick-fil-A is really good. Sure, the Reds barbecue was okay. Not the Reds barbecue, the Reds Hall of Fame grill, sorry. But there wasn't really a lot of food places that I really wanted to eat at. And then when you got the likes of Coney BBQ, now you have the Miami River Brew House. That's a very long tongue twister. But, now that you have the likes of those, I think that you really have a sizable way to go around the park and eat. And now with the addition of even more foodie places to go and eat at, you've got a lot more to choose from. So with that being said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this foodie review. I know there's no photos right now. Actually, there might be a photo. We might throw up a photo of the food while we're talking about it. I gotta make sure if I still have it on my phone. But, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this little discussion. As always, if you guys have any favorite food dishes from Coney BBQ, please leave it down in the comments down below. We'd love to get in contact with you as well. If you haven't already, please go check out our Facebook, our Twitter, our Instagram, our Discord, which just launched yesterday. I am so excited about that because that's going to be a great way for you guys to get involved with the community and really be involved with Slides to Coasters in general. So with that being said, guys, hope you guys have a good day and stay tropical. We'll see you guys in the next one.